Hello and welcome to another Let's Play LOTRO with me, Balthelion. So today we are having another character switch and we're going back to Avella, who is level 40. And we're going to start heading towards Angmar, which is slightly north of the North Downs. But before we go there, there's just a couple of little bit of housekeeping that we need to do. So the first is that we need to pick up Book 6, Chapter 1, which starts from Aragorn in Rivendell at the guest house, which if I just bring up the map. If you remember, it's this building just here, south of the river. And although I basically said we're not really going to cover any books as part of the main Let's Play, we're doing that now because the eastern side of Angmar, you physically cannot travel there, short of a bit of cheaty stuff, unless you progress through Book 6 to gain the ability to pass through these horrible statues that block the way. So we're going to grab that. We'll be doing the book quest as we go for Angmar. But also, once you hit about level 40, I think you can get the books slightly earlier, you want to speak to your trainer. So here I am with a burglar trainer in Rivendell. Any trainer in the world will do. And if you go browse the shop, as well as all the other bits and pieces relevant to that profession, there are also going to be 3 books. So in the burglar's case, they are Knee Breaker's Manual, which is level 39. The Book of Knives, which is level 39. Maybe they're all level 39 then. And the Expert's Guide to Dirty Fighting. So these 3 books are basically related to your class's trait points. So they're kind of a relic of the old way of doing stuff, where you used to get a legendary trait and a legendary skill out of it, but since they reworked the trait system to be all points based, you basically have to complete each of these books by collecting 8 pages apiece. And once you get that, you're going to get a trait point for it. So for all 3 of these books, we just have to buy them. They cost a fair bit of silver. It shouldn't be anything too dramatic. I've lost the first one. There we go. So buy that, and you'll see a deed just opened up on the right hand side. Now for every class, you'll have some kind of corresponding NPC that you need to go speak to. So as a burglar, it's Bilbo Baggins at Rivendell, which is quite convenient because he's just indoors. So get rid of those tooltips, head in. But generally they're the character that your class is based on, assuming they're still around in the current day of Lord of the Rings. There we go, so there's Bilbo. If we speak to him, he's going to give us a bit of background on each of these books. He'll say something like he had one of these books back in the day, but you know, he kind of lost a few of the pages or something. So we continue questing all of those, and you'll see the deeds are now going to update, and you have to find each of those 8 pages. So all 3 books for any class will contain 8 pages, and the easiest way to remember it is the top 4 pages of each of those deeds. So if I just bring up one of the deeds, so the top 4 in this list can all be found in Angmar, Aragorn or Moria. And the bottom 4 pages can be found in Forakel, Misty Mountains or Moria. So Moria has all the books just to help you clean up any that you've missed. Bottom 4 are kind of in the snowy places, and the top ones are in the more kind of barren places. But now we've got that underway, we're going to head off to Esteldon, which is the next part of our Chapter 1 quest, which is to talk to Devon. So Aragorn's sending us to speak to this ranger to kind of find out what's going on in Angmar. So I'll meet you guys over there. Okay, so we're back again then, and for the Angmar portion of the Let's Play, I'm going to be joined by Halathor. Say hello.
Hello.
So he's this guy Gorodel on the horse there, just showing off. Although he's lost his shield, which is pretty cool. He's doing a wave, there we go. So yeah, Angmar is a bit of a tougher region. It has been nerfed a bit since how it used to be, but there are quite a lot of fellowship quests, so it's always good to bring a friend if you want to go particularly ham. So I've done that, and I've brought a tank as well, so we can go really hardcore in some of the orc camps. But we're in Esteldon at the moment. We're just talking to Devon to pick up the next portion of that quest, and he's going to send us off to Angmar.
What do you need?
Chapter 2. So talk to Coroner. So Coroner, if I just bring up the map, is north in Angmar. You can take any of those paths, and the quest tracker's in the way. So Coroner is in this town of Alkire over here. But it'll be a while before we get there because we have to go through the Ramdur first. So we're going to mount up.
And
or dismount. That also works.
You might want this as well.
I would love a quest. This is a pre-quest, or vector quest, just to take us there.
This will take us to the Earthkin village that are living in the Randuth, a bunch of friendly NPCs that have been trying to live on the very brink of Angmar and fight against the encroaching darkness.
See, I don't think I've actually met any of those in the Let's Play yet, because I don't think I actually did any quests on the eastern side of Esteldon. So we haven't met any of the friendly ones or the unfriendly ones.
Yeah, so there's three camps hiding in the east of the North Downs, and then there's the one camp up in the Randuth itself. And you're going to get slightly far ahead of me thanks to you and your journeyman riding trait.
Oh yes, that extra percentage.
Yeah.
And the fact I'm a very light hobbit. But also, we have actually met some of the Earthkin in the Let's Play in the Lone Lands as well. There's a couple of them that live there in a camp.
There is, yeah. They've been kicked out of the area of Harlog by the trolls that have invaded there, haven't they? And they're now camped just south of Osgaroth.
But I murdered all the trolls so they can move back in there if they want. But this is a camp that we're just driving past here with some of the friendly ones, Russfold. Some quest in there. Gold! Are you going to catch up now? I've seen a gold node.
I'll be going after any Labrathron that we see.
So we're going to do the thing of I go for the ore, you go for the wood.
Well, I can't mine the ore, and I need the wood, so yeah.
Seems fair. So there's three different ways that we can take into Angmar then. So if I bring up the map again, there's the Western Pass, which is where the worms are. I think I did cover that with Avella back in the day. There's the Middle Pass, which will go straight to the Earthkin camp, where we can see that quest ring's also there. And there's also an Eastern Path, which goes through some nasty mobs in that direction, which are part of Esteldon questing. So we're going to take the Middle Path, which will take us straight to the Earthkin camp. And we're actually a bit far west at the minute, so we need to course correct.
And the Eastern Path itself is full of like a ridiculous amount of hillmen. And it goes quite far into the Randuth.
It does as well, so if I just bring up the map, so we can kind of see the free pass on here. So the western one kind of messes about in all these hill bits and then comes out just south of Alkire. The Earthkin camp kind of deals with the central bit, and then the hillman bit kind of is just like a long valley which kind of cuts back across. But there's generally no reason to go in that way, is there?
Not really, can't think of a reason to go in there. It's just full of a lot of hillmen, as well as some Angmarium.
And I think they're all signatures as well, aren't they?
Further up they start becoming harder. I don't know if they're all sinks, but it's certainly the toughest route to take, and like you said, there's not really any real benefit to going that way.
The middle path's generally the best because you're not going to fight anything. You can get the whole way to Alkire without fighting a single thing, whereas west you're going to have a load of trolls and a load of, not trolls, a load of drakes and a load of worms.
Although I remember back in the day that that eastern path was the only place, that and the little bit of the North Downs, that you could kill hillmen for your slaying deeds as a human, as a man, because enmity of hillmen.
Farming those men for the deeds.
Yeah.
Here we are then. So these guys are all friendly. So there's going to be a handful of quests we can pick up from these guys.
Will you hear my tidings, little wanderer?
Don't you wish you had horns like Chief Tokiki over here? That's an impressive hat.
I mean, that's got to be weighing down his shoulders a fair bit. He's kind of hunched forward a bit. I'm not surprised with that weight.
That's a bit of back pain going on, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely have a bit of arthritis in old age.
Will you hear my tidings, little wanderer?
And it's kind of a bit funny because they kind of sound like the guys in Forakel, their accents.
We do not know.
Or do the guys in Forakel just sound like them, given that Angmar predates Forakel?
Obviously they're two completely different cultures.
Yeah, they are.
So that vector quest that you gave me was a quest from Rivendell then?
Yeah, I just got vectored there since I was questing an Rivendell previously.
Yeah, you power leveled up to join in this questing experience.
I don't know if it was a power level. I mean, even it was pretty quick when
you did it in about 2 days.
Yeah, alright, I went from 25 to 14 in like 2 days. But
I have 5 quests. Do you have 5 quests?
Yeah. No,
6 quests.
6. 7.
Yes, that's 7 quests. There we go, yeah. Alright, so...
Maths, not our strong point.
Yeah, not really. I kind of know these by the back of my hand anyway, it doesn't matter if they're on my quest tracker or not. So we're going to head slightly eastwards then, just down the hill. And I like the fact that this Earthkin guard, who is purple and level 100, technically counts towards my book page deeds, but we're not going to be able to kill him even if we wanted to.
I do like it how they put that on the tag on the guard for like no real reason.
Okay, so we might as well dismount here and start killing stuff, because we're going to need some of these spiders that are around. So we need 10 spiders. The orc skull is a bit further round, root vegetables are further round, scouts further round, the orcs are there. So if we head southwards actually,
Yep.
and start heading around that way.
Don't know, I've seen some Lebrathron. BRB.
I've seen some more. I didn't want to say anything though. Like, you grab that,
It's
I'll
fine.
grab that.
There's
Kill
three
the spider on the
spiders
way.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
justified.
There's 3 spiders, I'm justifying it, yeah.
There we go.
This Let's Play is going to get very annoying because it's going to consist of me just
You run for the wood, I run for the ore.
and then me just screaming at every mob in sight.
You don't screech anywhere near as much as a hobbit lass.
I could not play a Hobbit Warden.
If people can suffer the hobbit lass warden screeching, I'm sure they can cope with a man warden. That's some branches. I nearly got it and I was realised, no, you wanted that.
I'll just bill you for it later.
So one of the good things about questing in a group is that if one of you kills something, the other one will get the credit as well. So, oh, I've got Class D just popped up. So if I go off and kill this spider, even though Hal is nowhere near, well, he's somewhere near, but
As long as I'm on the map.
as long as you're within the mini-map ring, then you should be okay to get the credit as well. So I should get credit for this one. There we go, 6. Even though I didn't hit that one.
How am I meant to get the wood that's all the way up this thing? Honestly, I can't even walk up it.
Oh,
Just taunting me. It's just taunting me.
I like the ore nodes that sometimes spawn like halfway up in the air and you've got no way of getting there.
I don't know, I like the ones that spawn underground and the only way that you know that it's there is like, by...
Yeah, on the mini-map ring, and you have to kind of like click it on the mini-map to target it.
Yeah.
There's quite a few of those in Rohan actually. I'm getting a load of class deeds popping up because I haven't really done much combat with Averta since level 30, 32, roughly when I last used her.
Warden class deeds are a pain, I've still got loads outstanding on me. It's like spam like all these skills found in time. It's just like, what? I didn't even know this skill existed.
I remember,
it's like a gambit that I never use.
I remember back in the day when I was leveling my Warden, I used to just focus one particular class deed at a time, spam that gambit until I cap it out for the day, and then move on to the next one, just rinse repeat, because they used to be so painful.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the Warden isn't too bad. I mean, everything that's on there is basically a gambit and you can spam it. It's not like some of the classes where you have a cooldown of like 5 minutes or 30 minutes in some cases back in the day when you had to revive people with like your captain or minstrel.
Yeah.
So the cooldowns have been lowered a lot since then.
Off done off was a godsend for Cappy Res Deed.
Yeah.
I remember spamming the hell out of it in that. That's all the spiders I need.
I was going to say, I think we've done the spiders, yeah. So, might as well mount up and go a bit further around. So next we're going to need some deep claws, if memory serves.
And the roots, they're down, yeah.
The roots are right near the cave, so that'll be the last one.
Yeah, they're at the Merivale, yeah.
I'm just going to have to jump off the cliff. There is a cave claw down here. There's 2 cave claws, in fact.
More importantly, there's heavy Lebrathron.
Bit of skiing.
You're a burglar, you've got safe fall, what do you care?
I can't safe fall while I'm on a horse.
Get off the horse! Logic.
Effort. This guy's actually hitting pretty hard as well. I'm too lazy to use a bit of skill. Right, so we need 10 beaks from these guys, so there should be a fair few of them around. There should also technically be some spiders around here. Oh, if you knock him on the floor, I can stand behind him, get some positional damage. That's quite nice. Nice bit of class synergy there going on. And speaking of class synergy, actually, let's do a conjunction on that spider. Oh, well, okay, or the beak ravager. So burglars can start a there we go, fellowship manoeuvre like so. Then if Hal goes a colour, I can match the colour. So 2 reds makes clash of arms. So red is basically damage. Green is heal yourself. Although if everyone presses it, everyone gets a bigger heal. blue is for power restoration and yellow is for damage over time. So quite often you'll just see a load of reds going on the target if one of them spawns. But if you're a range class, you can contribute to these from range. If you're a melee class, you need to be in melee range of the mob as well.
Only for red and yellow.
For the red and yellow, yeah. If you're just doing one of the self-healing ones, then yeah, you can do those from range still, providing you're targeting the correct mob.
The worst thing is when you get two conjunctions popping up at the same time.
Yeah, in the higher level stuff with burglars, you can quite often see like 2 or 3 popping at the same time, and half of the fellowship joins in on one conjunction, half joins in the other, and nothing really happens.
It's not just the burglars that can do them, of course. You know, there's
no,
several
other classes can of course start them. I can't remember all the skills off the top of my head though. I know Guardians have got one to do it.
Turn the tables.
Turn the tables, there you go.
And then even when you don't have a skill specifically causes a conjunction, you have the ability to trigger one randomly, which you will see as
there's a very small percentage chance to do that.
Yeah, and it shows up in text as you know, so and so broke the target's defences, and you will get a conjunction wheel, and from then on.
I don't know why I'm killing this spider. It just offended me. You go, new deed Orc Slayer, because there's an Angmar Orc Slayer deed, and that is quite painful actually. Because it's 150 for the normal and 300 for the advanced, which is quite a lot.
All of them are painful. They are the single most you know, demanding deeds in the game in terms of pure numbers killed.
Yeah, and a lot of them are not particularly easy to get, like drakes and worms and stuff, which are not particularly common in Angmar, or they have large amounts of morale, so they're a bit of a pain in the backside to farm.
You're going to make me bring up the old being an elf now, trying to farm your class deeds, because the only place to really farm drakes was the west side of Rivendell.
Yeah, Angmar back in the day.
Oh, you found a missing page of Bull Roarer's Boy, so that's one of the pages from my my book.
Yep, you've got one of your book pages. I've yet to get one of mine. But I have procced a deed which has just come up the road to war, which is to find some of the various strongholds that are in Angmar. So we'll probably find a few more of those along the way. But they're generally along the main roads, going deep into Angmar as well.
Skull's over here.
Yep, the skull that we're after, the Auroch skull, is flashing at the back there, where he's just run off to.
I have no idea why this one shows up as a small fellowship quest, because you can see
I've
just walked in and stole it without anyone caring.
Well, back in the day, the aggro ranges used to be a bit larger, and there's like 3 guys that kind of stand near that skull, and if you aggroed one, you basically aggroed them all. So I think the original intention was, you know, somebody goes in, distracts everyone while somebody grabs the skull and does a runner.
The Earthkin also seem to lose their skulls a lot, because there's
oh, there you go. I've got a page of the Expert's Guide of Dirty Fighting, so that's one page for me.
Dirty Fighting, the expert thing.
Yes.
I've just found a missing page of the Watch Against the Night, not the Night.
And I've got a page of Neathbreaker's Manual, so we're doing quite well today.
And I found a page of the Chieftain of the Dunedain.
But that is the funny thing with these book page deeds, is that when you start them, you find loads all of a sudden, but those last few pages, my god, it takes a while for them to drop, because it's pure luck.
And the way it is that the split across the across 2 clusters of regions as well. So
yeah, which can make it a bit harder if you're not in the right region. But I have covered that already, so.
I see.
I don't know why I'm running around not attacking, because I'm not physically carrying the skull. I've just picked it up. I'm not sure if you got credit for that as well.
I'd already picked it up and put it in my back pocket.
So that is still separate.
Again, another daft thing, that even though it's a small fellowship quest, everyone has got to pick it up and put it in your back pocket.
Yeah, some fellowship quests, you know, one interaction can work for everyone. Some things, everyone has to interact with it, so...
Need one more
it's inconsistent.
He'll do.
I was going to say, you could ambush it, or I could sneak up to it in stealth. And I'll tell you what, conjunction! If the button will go off, why would it go off? Oh, whatever.
Conjunction fail!
It does not meet skill requirements. Another one round the back has just shot me though, so you're going to be unlucky.
You've just got a book of the
Pick a colour. Any colour. Oh yeah, that's too late.
I clicked it, but I was mid-animation for like half of it, doing bloody disco challenge. Well, not disco challenge, but you know what some of the Warden things are like, yeah.
Some of the animations are quite long, yeah. Okay, so we still need 3 Ravager beaks.
There's a few more further around, so...
There should be a few more further around. We need to talk to the scout if we're going to the right, though.
Yeah, he's just up this hill to the around the corner.
So I always get misled in this place because, you know, without looking at the map, I would just assume this is north, but of course we're going east. It's very easy to kind of get turned around unless you're paying attention to the compass.
Oh dear.
And you're running along with your Warden speed buff, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can tell because you're just leaving this hobbit in the dust. And I'm still too lazy to mount up, so